Well, hello, I'm Lou from Dirigo Safety. We have a fine video roll call for you this time, so let's get going. While I was out grabbing a cup of coffee in Western New Hampshire, I came across a display honoring local police officers who received the Community Policing Award. So kudos to Captain Kavanaugh of the Daring, New Hampshire Police, Officer Burrow and Officer DeTurris of the Hillsborough Police for their dedication and service to their communities. Thank you as well to McDonald's for showcasing this recognition with such a nice poster and telling all who pass through. Massachusetts has a new gun law in effect. This new sweeping law cracks down on privately made, unserialized ghost guns, criminalizes possession of bump stock and trigger cranks, and requires applicants for a gun license to complete live fire training. Maine, too, has a new law this year that requires new gun buyers to wait 3 days from the purchase of the gun to the actual transfer of that gun to the buyer. This law applies to all sales, including private gun sales. Now, these types of laws are designed to help prevent mass shootings in the case of the bump stocks and trigger cranks, as well as the spontaneous suicide decision in the case of Maine's waiting period. I see that guns are not the only concern for Maine, as they had a man trying to use a drone armed with explosive devices to target victims. The state police in Aroostook County, way up there in Maine, arrested a man they say used a drone to drop handmade grenades and other explosives, leading him to face counts of arson, criminal use of explosives, stalking, and 1 count of endangering a child. I see that the election is coming up and there is much buzz about the security and the possible aftermath of the election. First, some police leaders and Homeland Security officials are already dealing with things like threats to the ballot officials, hacking of electronic voting machines, even arson in early voting drive-up ballot boxes. I'm also hearing about physical security needed at these polling places to better protect those working the polling places that day. It reminds me of the importance to make sure your polling places have a strong police deterrence that might also include physical barriers present on voting day. Thank you to the University of New Hampshire Police for their recent pedestrian safety initiative, which included a reminder about crosswalks and the fact that over 7,000 pedestrians are killed each year in the United States. In our area, I did some quick research and found that our pedestrians' fatalities range from 69 in Mass to 6 in Vermont. Well done to Bruins defenseman Charlie McAvoy, who wears number 73 on his Bruins uniform, for creating and funding an initiative to screen local firefighters for early cancers and police officers for early heart problems. So let's watch this short video to learn more.
And we're joined by Boston Star defender Charlie McAvoy. We're providing cancer screenings to firefighters and heart health screenings to police officers that are often not covered by insurance.
Service Credit Union is so excited to have partnered with Professional Firefighters of New Hampshire, the Professional Firefighters of Massachusetts, Mass Cop, the State Police Association of Mass, and the New Hampshire Troopers Association to find out what their needs are and how we could support them most. Starting with 150 preventative cancer screenings for members of the Professional Firefighters of Massachusetts. Earlier this year, we were able to help get a bill passed in New Hampshire that all current and former firefighters in the state would get tested with these preventative screenings. None of this would be possible without the incredible partnership we have with Boston Star defender Charlie McAvoy through our 73 Reasons campaign, put in place to help share with the community 73 reasons why we should all be supporting our heroes, our first responders.
It's important to support our first responders because these are the people in our community, and they take these selfless jobs to keep us safe. So I think in return, it's only right to be part of this campaign where we can try and return the favor and ensure their safety.
Manchester, New Hampshire Police Chief Alan Aldenberg has announced his retirement after 27 years of policing and 4 years as Chief of Police. Manchester is the largest municipal police department in New Hampshire and the largest north of Boston. Good luck, Chief. You've earned a rest. The Vermont State Police have a few more dates open to test for their January Academy class. Visit their website to learn more about this opportunity. Now, I did a piece a few roll calls ago about AI in policing and how it is used by some departments to help write police reports. I see that AI is also being used by criminals to help them commit and evade crimes such as money laundering, exporting weapons, drugs, and human trafficking. There are some like CNN who ponder if the police reports generated or edited with AI are actually being used as part of this effort to evade police investigative steps or methods. For example, if the police report generated with AI mentions cell phone tracking and how it was done, is that information then used to help criminals who search AI to evade that type of investigative technique? Now, a Norwegian tech firm did an experiment asking for open AI advice how to evade current weapons sanctions to Russia and how to launder money successfully with surprisingly accurate methods. Perhaps the information is already out there waiting to be mined by the criminals using AI without the help of police reports, but this notice is worthy of roll call attention and perhaps some due diligence before using AI for those sensitive police investigations. And in New Hampshire, they are setting money aside to print the New Hampshire Driver's Manual in languages other than English. $45,000 will be spent from highway safety funds to print these manuals in Spanish, Portuguese, Arabic, Swahili, and Mandarin Chinese, the 5 service populations in New Hampshire that are most likely not to completely understand English of the current manual. In training, there is some terrific training coming up helping investigate sex assault cases. Michael Chavez has over 28 years police experience and 13 years investigating major crimes. He is an expert with interviewing sex assault victims and suspects, overcoming their deception barriers to get to the truth. Learn much more about these effective interview and interrogation strategies. These briefings are designed to deliver to you some personalized and useful information that you may not have yet heard about. They are short and provide concise updates on police-related matters in Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and northern Massachusetts. They come out every 2 weeks, right in your email inbox, or you can subscribe to the Dirigo YouTube channel. I like researching and getting this information out to you, and if you have some feedback, an idea, or perhaps some news to share, please reach out to me. I'm Lou. I hope you're doing well. Now let's get to work.